There's a quiet mistake a lot of people are making right now, and it does not feel like a mistake while you're doing it. In fact, it feels smart. It feels bold. It feels like you're front running the next big move. But there's a difference between buying protection and chasing torque. There's a difference between insurance and actual speculation. And if you don't know which one you're holding, you may not be building wealth. In fact, you may be gambling with it. Check this out. If you're interested in silver, click that link in the description. Money Metals is holding this contest. They're giving away 20 Silver Eagles. Every month they hold this contest. Last month's winner was John S. of Farmers Branch, Texas. I put a link down below. Click that link, be the next winner on that list, and take home that silver. Now, check this out. Let's start with the most obvious difference between gold and silver: volatility. Silver moves harder. That's why people love it. When gold rises 10%, silver might jump 20%. And that sounds incredible until it works in reverse. Look, in prior major corrections, silver's fallen more than 30% in a matter of months, while gold dropped significantly less over the same periods. Silver's a thinner market. It's smaller. It's easier to push around. That means the swings are bigger. And big swings don't just create opportunity. They create regret. Gold behaves differently. It doesn't explode higher as often, but it doesn't collapse as violently either. If your goal is stability during chaos, the metal that swings less may protect you better. Now, let's talk about who actually buys these metals at the highest levels. Governments do not stack silver bars. They stack gold, of course. Central banks have collectively, they hold more than 35,000 metric tons of gold in their official reserves. That matters. When countries diversify away from fiat currencies, they don't buy silver eagles, they buy gold bullion. Gold's treated as money at the sovereign level. So sure, everyone is excited about the demand for silver, and that has moved our price, certainly. It's gotten that spot price higher, and it's coming from industrial demand. But gold is used by countries. It's treated as money at the sovereign level. Silver is treated as a commodity. So you can ask yourself, in a true monetary crisis, which metal do you think policymakers will defend? Will they accumulate? Will they reference? The one they already hold in size, certainly. So gold has institutional gravity, and silver does not. Here's the part many stackers overlook. Silver isn't just a monetary metal. It's tied to industry, and that means it depends on manufacturing cycles. I'm going to say that again. It is reliant on manufacturing cycles. It's heavily dependent on technology, on the demand for that tech. And guess what? As silver has increased over the past months, these industries are looking for an alternative. And I wouldn't be surprised if they find one. How do you think that's going to impact the price of this metal? It's going to hurt. When economies slow, that also impacts the price of silver. Industrial demand is going to slow when the economy contracts. When manufacturing contracts, commodity pressures increase. Gold doesn't have that problem. Gold's demand is primarily monetary, it's investment driven, and when economies get shaky, gold often benefits because people seek safety. Now, the greatest excuse that silver stackers present is that gold is so expensive. Well, guess what? We are in a period right now where the silver to gold ratio is actually tightening in our favor. We got down to 49, 48 to 1 recently. That means if you had picked up silver over the past 2 years, you were easily buying silver at $30 an ounce. And then you could swap out 50 of those ounces and get a full ounce of gold. Yes, presently, think of the value of gold right now, the spot price for gold, and you'd be getting a full ounce of gold just for 50 ounces, for 49, for 48 ounces. That's how you really stack gold with these high prices. You wait for that ratio to tighten, and it's continuing to tighten. It could be argued that by this summer, that ratio could get down even tighter, 40 to 1, 35 to 1. It's happened in the past 20 years. That has happened at least twice in my lifetime, 35 to 1, 35 ounces of silver. If you've been stacking for 5, 10 years, then you picked up silver at $25 an ounce, and now you're swapping it out. Swap out 35 of those ounces for 1 ounce of gold. And you know gold over the next 20 years, we're looking at easily $10,000 an ounce gold. So it's a strong argument for looking at this metal that feels out of reach. But if you played it correctly, it can work to your benefit. Get your own silver. Click that link in the description. Thank you, Money Metals Exchange, for sponsoring this channel. It's a great contest. Every month they're giving away 20 silver eagles. 20 eagles every month. Click that link. Be the next one on that list. Take home that silver. And I'll see you on the next one.